Hi, welcome to Godrej Professional ProTalk. I'm here today with my dear friend Meghana Naik, General Manager R&D for Hair Color. Hi Meghna.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome to Godrej Professional ProTalk.
Thank
I'm
you
sure
so much.
we're gonna have a good time today. I'm gonna ask
Sure.
you some questions, some impromptu questions, which is out of syllabus. Just from hair color range, which you handle. And you've been working with GP Professional for some time now,
Yes.
right? Okay, so let's begin.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So the first question is, Meghna, what is the essence of Godrej Professional Dimension Color, the first range which we launched?
Okay, so the highlight of Godrej Professional Dimension is its oil enriched formula that we have, and along with it, the kind of shades that we have developed with this oil enriched formula. This whole combination gives you a wide range of colors and shades that is very very appealing to the consumer.
Okay. And when you say oil, means oil has a very unique sentiment towards Indian, Indian audience or Indian culture. So, what is the essence of putting that oil in this dimension formula?
It gives a rich feel first to the product, and also when you're applying, that's the richness that you feel when you're applying the color as well.
So it gives you, like, you can say, if I may say, it gives added shine to the color.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So going on to next question, is this color long lasting? Does it give 100% gray coverage?
Yeah, it does give 100% gray coverage.
Mm.
That is the highlight, one of the other highlights of the color than what I mentioned earlier. And long lasting, yes, it's also with the proper care. The lasting, how long the color lasts, also depends upon what kind of care the customer takes, what kind of conditions they are exposed to. However, with proper care and appropriate aftercare that is suggested, it should last up to 12 weeks.
Oh, lovely. And what are the benefits of an ammonia-free color?
So it's a pleasing experience, while coloring that the consumer gets with the no ammonia range that we have. So it's the pleasing experience during and while washing and post coloring. That's the experience that you're giving to the consumer.
All right, and that's what appeals to the consumer. Okay. Are there any aftercare recommendation that help to maintain the color?
Yeah, definitely. Any kind of aftercare that is suggested would help to keep your hair in the way it is. It is preferred to use some sulfate-free shampoos or masks that are there. A great idea would be to use our Care range of shampoos and masks that we have.
Right.
That would be good.
Any personal favorite of yours, the one which you may be using, which I'll see in your bathroom shelf?
Yeah, that could be the Care Repair that we have.
Care Repair. Okay, that's good. That's also my personal favorite. Okay. Tell us more about coming to the other range which we have. And we have Dimension, which is the ammonia-free one, and then our latest launch, which we launched last year. Like, you and me worked really hard on that. So the next range which we're going to talk about is our color play range, which is the ammonia range. So tell us more about the color play range. What do you want to highlight there? Like, what are the key features?
See, the color play range is our latest addition, and the main feature about is the vibrant shades that we have in it. The kind of vibrancy that we have brought into that whole range, along with definitely the product and the shades together are a good combo to give that nice glossy looking hair.
So basically it is more for like more fashion colors, and like people who would drift towards fashion shades like bright reds.
Yeah, there are quite a few of those.
Okay, good. And what are the hero ingredients that we would like to highlight? Anything, like, is there any hero ingredient you want to talk about in this color plane range?
Yeah, so we have a power combo of hydrolyzed quinoa, the pea protein, we have hydrolyzed keratin, and of course provitamin B5. Okay. So that powerful combo is added to our formula.
So quinoa is also one of the, what product are they called? The hero products, right? Those which we also consume. So it is also health related. What should the stylist keep in mind while using color play on a pre-lightened hair? So this is a very important question, is because see, I mean to say I myself consider me as we is because I'm a hairstylist. I work with you, of course. But I say the hairstylist fraternity, this question is very important for them is what do they keep in mind while using color play color on a pre-lightened hair?
So when you've pre-lightened, people have pre-lightened, there's already treated, there is some kind of treatment that has gone into it. It's very important to understand what's the condition of the hair before applying the color. So you decide on what's the kind of developer that you want to use, what's the shade that can go well on that. And it would be recommended to do some strand test if you feel that it's needed, just to check how the color appears on the hair and how it looks and how it is treating the hair.
And that's a very interesting point you said. Strand test, which I think a lot of stylists, they just skip that step in the process of doing stuff faster. But I think the strand test idea is really good because you really get to know what the shade will be, what delivery of the shade will be, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Why do some colors fade faster than others? There's another. Even I have this question for you. Even I have never asked you, or it never came across. But this is the question which always plays in every hairstylist's mind, right? Why are some colors fading faster than other? Why does red fades faster? So, any insight on that? Your expert scientist, experience and insights on that?
So when you see a hair color, you see it as one product, but inside it there are a lot of chemistry that are going on. The main one being the color by itself. So there are a lot of color molecules that are present, which together give you the color. So these coloring molecules, they form complexes. So in some of the shades, the kind of molecules that we use form smaller complexes. And that could be one of the reasons that, so for a red, as you said, if for that particular shade, I do need those coloring molecules, but they tend to form smaller complexes. And if they have also not penetrated deeper into the hair, there's a possibility they would fade out faster. So the vibrancy of the red would start diminishing slowly.
Okay.
As compared to some other shades.
Okay. So it's a molecule and
and
stuff like that.
Where it has traveled.
Okay. So it may also change from hair type to hair type. Maybe a thicker hair may not process as much. The molecule doesn't go inside.
That's at the beginning. But what we are talking about is when you wash off.
Okay.
So at the initiation itself, it depends upon the condition of your hair.
Right.
That I think when we are applying it, we do understand what's the condition of the hair and would understand. And the delivery should happen with whatever be the condition.
Okay, got it. That's interesting. That's actually very interesting insight you've given about the molecules. And see, the hairstylist fraternity is always more curious to know what scientifically goes on with the hair, and hair color being a very intricate science.
Sure.
Not a lot many people do understand because that cut copy paste doesn't work everywhere. So a little insight from a scientist like you brings a lot out in the market, for the people to understand how the hair color works. Is there anything else you want to give from your side which I have missed out? Maybe you want to tell your audience. Your audience obviously are the hairstylists and not the end users. So is there anything that you want to, give some, some word of advice that while handling hair color, maybe ammonia or non-ammonia colors, is there anything specific they need to definitely have to keep in mind?
So definitely, as you say, the kind of developer that you use will differ from shade to shade. So depending upon what, and also on what kind of delivery you would want, but also the base color of the hair. So kind of the expected outcome that you're looking at on the hair should be definitely based on the base color of what the customer is having, and basis that you need to select the shade on what output you want. So on every base type, if there's already a base color, especially in terms of the color play shades, which we say your vibrant colors, the output that you are desiring, if you have some output in mind, you also keep in mind what's the base color of the customer there, and accordingly do the processing in that way.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Like if I may conclude, I would say, to put it in a nutshell, that you need to have a proper consultation with the client to understand what is the color base shade they have, what is probably also the lifestyle, or what is the past history they had, right?
Yes.
If they have put some dark color, maybe the color will not come, right?
Yes.
So I think that is the core, like the consultation. And of course, you made a brilliant point saying that take a strand test. Strand test is, I think, a no-brainer
Yes.
and a sure shot
Definitely.
winner.
Yeah, that is not necessarily for a pre-lighter. You can do it for, if you're not very sure of the delivery that would come on the clients, then you can always do a stride test.
That's brilliant. Okay, so I had very short and sweet set of questions for you, but I'm going to pull you again for another round, maybe in coming weeks, and with some interesting fun facts about color. And of course, if there is something in your kitty, or you're planning something new to introduce in color, please make sure that you give it out in your next podcast. Thank you for coming, and it's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you so much for having.
Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure too.